Oh, you're going to get a shot here. 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 Oh, you're going to get a shot here.
Welcome to the No Shot NBA podcast with Chuck and Duck. I'm selling dogs and burgers over here.
Get your dogs, get your burgers.
This episode is called Bring Your Ass.
Bring your ass.
Bring your ass.
I like it.
But, all right. Drop me in, Ben. Welcome back to the No Shots podcast. Episode 14. Bring Your Ass. The name of this episode. On this very special episode of the No Shots podcast, we're talking more playoff talks. That's right. We got Chuck's Corners. We got in memoriam to the teams that they're just gone. They're no longer.
They've left us.
They've left us. They left the playoff discussion.
So sad.
A hometown team advances to the finals. We got trivia. Who's gonna win the Stanley Cup? And the Knicks lost. Let's get to it. I was gonna ask you guys how you doing, but I don't care. Let's get to the shits. What you got, Engineer Ben? Engineer Ben to my right. Chuck Daly's to my left.
Hello.
This is the No Shots podcast. You can find us on Spotify.
Yeah.
You can like and subscribe on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And
email us.
Email us. What's the email?
noshotspod@gmail.com, baby.
Yeah. Send us your regard.
Yeah, we're still waiting on our first email from anyone. So,
yeah, listeners,
you know,
besides cleaning the glass.
there could be a special surprise for you on the other end.
For the first emailer.
Yeah, for the first emailer.
First emailer gets a...
We're not going to say what that is.
Gets
That's
a little
surprise.
something nice.
That's why it's called a surprise.
Yeah, no cuss words, okay?
Suppressor.
If you cuss, you don't get the prize.
Well, we already
When did
asked
we
for
become a PG pod?
Paul George. We don't even talk about him at all.
Paul George, we'll get him on the pod
But even
one day.
he's 13.
It's true. Oh, man.
Oh.
Anyways, how you doing today, Ben?
Oh, I'm peachy keen, baby. I biked here, by the way.
Oh, like my least favorite Frank Ocean song.
Like, that's a sport, right? A sport pod.
Oh yeah, Tour de France.
It is. A little
Also,
confusing on these streets.
And they're not leaving the house after 5 minutes like last time.
Yeah. Well, in that instance, I had to get back to Manhattan, and I was worried about losing all my sunlight, and I also had my own bike. This is a city bike that I could just
Oh, it's just a borrowed bike.
dock and park.
Just borrowed it from
And-
the city.
I think the bottom line came down to none of that stuff, actually. I think the
Really?
bottom line was that you were too sweaty
To hang
to
out.
hang. Yeah.
Wait, we're talking about.
So
That's-
this is where the sweat lore comes from.
Oh boy, here we
I'd love
go.
to clear that up. I love to sweat. I fully enjoy a good sweat. So, that's all I have to say about that.
I thought you were gonna go into a story.
I know.
Like set back.
I thought I had one.
That was the real reason they left. And I don't,
Blame him.
it's okay. That's fine. But you don't like to sit around in sweaty clothes. You like a good shower before you go to bed. And
Well, yeah.
And-
Who
and-
likes sitting around in sweaty clothes?
You'll be
that's the
surprised.
point that I'm making.
You'll
Yeah.
be surprised.
It was hard to
Well-
hang with all that sweat.
This Sunday, when we were at the park together, I made a huge mistake and I wore long pants.
Yeah.
All day, I was in jeans and my t-shirt. I took the shirt off for a while because just sitting in the sun and But my God, this is it. You will no longer see me in pants until it goes below
Wow.
50 degrees.
I don't believe him.
We'll keep tabs on that
Yeah,
one.
we'll keep you guys
unless I'm
updated
at
on that one.
Like a Philharmonic concert or something.
Who? What'd you guys do Sunday, eh?
Well,
Went to the park.
went to the park, played a couple of card games.
Okay.
Pretty competitive
Ooh.
stuff.
Not really.
High stakes.
High stakes.
High stakes.
Stick of gum, a lighter, and a little
Spoons.
Coupon.
little rubber cap.
High stake spoons.
High stakes spoons and high stakes rummy. And we scored spoons using golf.
I don't
Using golf
I don't even know
scores.
what spoons is besides the food eating
It's-
utensil.
It's a game where the goal is to get 4 of a kind, and then once you do, you grab
A spoon.
traditionally a spoon
But it can be
from
anything.
the middle,
So
and
you have to
then
grab it. It's kind of like Uno.
and then you're
Okay.
out.
And then, you're out, and then
but once one person grabs a spoon, anyone can grab a spoon, and one person doesn't end up with a spoon.
Yeah. So we designed a scoring
Interesting.
system around par, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no need to explain it now. But so
Okay.
the lower your score, though,
Yeah,
the
the
more
better.
under, the better.
Okay.
And we followed that up with a couple of rounds of rummy, and I took the aggregate of those scores.
Oh boy.
What's the aggregate?
I made a ratio.
What's the ratio?
So I divided the rummy score by the spoon score.
So utterly
Ooh.
complicated.
So
So, all right, here's the 4 contestants. It's Donna, Ben, Katie, and Charles.
shout out Donna and Katie.
Shout out to them.
Shout out.
The,
To
I'm not gonna do the bit. I was gonna do it. Fuck it.
So
Yeah.
Donna's spoon score. So this is going to be spoons followed by rummy score. Donna -2 and 185. I had 3 and 80. Worst
Okay.
score, by the
Okay.
way. Katie had -7 spoons,
Ooh.
210.
Yeah, she
Ooh.
just kicked
Yeah,
ass.
she was
Oh,
killing
yeah.
us. And Charles had -4 over 130.
Okay.
So here's the scores in ratio form.
Give me the
format.
ratio, baby.
Might be easier. In last place is me with positive 0.0375.
Okay. Pause. Okay.
In third place was Donna with -0.01.
Okay.
In second place, Charles with -0.0307. And in first place, Katie with -0.03 repeated.
This is an analytical pod.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is
So everyone
We get
knows.
into
Huge.
the weeds.
And there's a
Yeah.
winner. You guys didn't know this, but that means Katie's gonna be the first guest on the No Shots podcast.
Welcome to the No Shots podcast. You've won the first guest spot.
The first guest award. Bet she didn't know she was playing for big stakes on
No.
Sunday, did she?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, she knows now.
You'll have to
Yep.
answer 5 trivia questions. If you win, you'll get Charles's voice on your answering machine.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling if we had played one more round, I think she may have lost out,
Yeah,
just like her Timberwolves.
that's what you said.
Oh, we'll get
One
to
more
it.
round. One more round.
But
Yeah.
before we do, Chuck, you got anything going on?
No, I'm good after that whole analytical.
It's a great
I'm
analytical
swell.
discussion.
I'm swell.
Kind of content our viewers are looking for, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
ready. I'm ready to get to it.
If you're confused by the scoring of those games and the ratio, just email us.
Email us.
Yeah.
And we'll explain it to you.
We'll explain it to you.
happy
We'll
to
have a
do
discourse.
it.
Happy
We
to
have
do it. If you
nothing
wanna,
but time
if you
on our hands.
wanna be a guest on the No Shots podcast, email us.
Email us.
What's the worst that can happen?
Don't send
We
nudes
say
or
no.
cuss.
Wait, we already established that we wanted
Oh
nudes.
no, the nudes will go to Danny.
Nudes go. You email the podcast the nudes. They'll get forwarded to me. Don't you worry. We have a high-tech AI system.
High-tech AI system.
defer
It
to-
tolerates all kind of things.
This bit will never end until we actually get an email. So please email us.
Please, we're lonely.
Speak for yourself. Man.
All right, we're getting to it, man. We're getting to it. What we got,
All right.
baby? We got it. All right, let's go.
Are you
We
guys
got Chuck's corner.
ready to? Yeah. Chuck's corner.
Chuck's corner.
All right. As we all know, and since our last pod, where we both, all of us, I think, picked Denver to finish off the
Oh, yeah.
Timberwolves.
We did.
We did.
They were up 3-2 last time we spoke.
Bye bye.
But let's start here. With Denver not advancing, we will have a new champion again.
New champion.
It is
New
the 6th straight season
champion.
without a repeat champ. We've got 5 straight seasons where the champ failed to make the conference finals the following year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Should have delved deeper in the numbers.
To start 2020s, it's the first time a 5-year stretch where we've had 5 different champions since. So we're going to have 5 different champions to start this little half decade here.
Yep.
Do you guys know when the last time there was 5 different champions
Oh.
for over a 5-year period? So it doesn't necessarily mean back to back,
Right.
But at least one repeat in a 5-year span. You know
When there wasn't a repeat.
Yeah, when there wasn't. You know, the last time that this has occurred. Take a guess.
I'm guessing
Oh,
either
boy.
like from like 03 to 08 or like from the 80s to the early 90s.
What do you think, Danny?
Oh boy.
Oh, one caveat. I didn't count ones that ended with a team that then repeated. So, for example, if the Lakers were the 5th team and then they won again the next year, I did not count that. Or, for example, there's back-to-back champions and the second champion started the 5-year run.
Yeah.
I didn't
But
count
if it was a
those.
team that had won before and just won again like 5 years later, that's okay, right?
That's okay. Sure. What do you think, Danny?
I don't have anything. I'm gonna go like early 1970s.
When did you say, Ben?
I said 03 to 08 or
Alright.
late 80s.
Danny
to
is
90s.
closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The run was from 1976 to 1979.
Oh,
Wow.
there you go. Late
And so
70s.
that's the Sonics these are all the finals MVPs for those teams. Sonics, Dennis Johnson, Bullets, led by Wes Unseld, Trailblazers of 77, Bill Walton,
Bill Walton.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. man.
Moment of silence for Bill Walton. R.I.P. Bill Walton.
All right. The Celtics, JoJo White was the MVP, and the Warriors, this is back in 76, Warriors, Rick Barry.
Rick Barry,
You could also
baby.
count the ABA Nets, led by Dr. J. So it hasn't happened since the merger. So what I'm saying is, here's my first question. It's kind of a general question. Have we entered the era of parity?
The era of parity. Yeah. It's insane. This parity league we're in. Can't believe it.
Well, I think we are in an era of parity. The question is, to what do we attribute the parity?
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
I mean, I think there's a couple things you could think about. I think the league is really talented up and down
Yep.
right now. Like, it does make sense for... I mean, I wonder if expansion will revert this. I mean, the second is the salary cap,
Yeah.
which is getting even harsher. I mean, think about this whole second apron business hasn't even started really yet. It'll start this off season.
Yeah.
And I would add that there's a generational shift going on.
Mhm.
We're seeing passing grades. Everyone talked about it.
Passing of the torch.
LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, Katie, everybody out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the young people jockeying for a position. Who's the best? Is it Giannis, Jay-Z or
Well,
Nas?
Yeah, one of the reasons I
What?
say that the league is just uber talented right now is you can't put together these 3-team stars and it's like
Yeah.
you're an auto champion.
Yeah.
Like look at the last couple of examples.
Brooklyn, Phoenix.
Phoenix, like it just doesn't seem to be a
Lakers,
viable
yeah.
strategy anymore. It's better to have depth because the depth is, of course, you need the stars, but I feel like
And continuity, too.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
do do you think the lack of continuity kind of led to this a bit?
Yeah, well, Kawhi left the Raptors. Kyrie wanted to be his own leader, whatever.
Okay, so
did
this
KD
is
and Harden.
but that's kind of a whole different argument because the player movement argument.
Player empowerment.
Right.
But the player movement argument affects continuity because you give up your core for the star. The star gives up the team that they've been building something with, and you're throwing yourself into this experiment where you don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
With Kawhi and Toronto, I felt like Toronto's core was like still pretty solid, and they were able to function like under him, and he would come in and set another level. But it seems rare that that's able to work. Like Chris Paul and Phoenix worked.
Yeah. For a bit.
Because they had that very, very solid core, I feel like.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I think the transition period is food for thought because like if you look at some of these championship teams or runners up, we've had some, it is like a blend of old and new right now. Had some new blood, Bucks, although I guess they're getting closer to old blood now.
Yeah, they're kind of
Nuggets, new blood, period. Lakers, old blood.
Yep.
Warriors, old blood.
Yep.
Raptors, a flash in the pan.
Yeah. But Siakam, still in the conference. It's nice to see him back in the conference finals.
Yeah, and he was excellent in that series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, let's move on here. Second general question. Does home court really matter that much anymore?
I'd say no.
Here's some... Starting in round 2 this year, home teams. So, in the first round, I feel like, you got some favorites going against some real big underdogs. So, but since round 2 this year, home teams are now 16-16. We've got a couple. Pacers beat the Knicks at home in Game 7. Yep. Wolves coming back to beat Nugs in Game 7. Wolves going up 2-0 against Nugs. Wolves can't get a win in this Mavs series. Celtics are 6-0 on the road, but they've been 18-15 over the last 3 years. So,
no, yeah, it's always nice to have the home crowd on your side, but it's also always nice to just shut up that home crowd.
Yeah.
So, not really. No, it's it kind of matters, but doesn't really in basketball. Yeah, I feel like it matters when there's a bad free throw shooter and the game's on the line,
Yeah.
And having the roar of the home crowd, but it's really specific,
I feel like it's moments. I feel like it's seldom, but there are games where the crowd can take over the game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I don't think it's maybe it used to be every home game.
Yeah.
But now it's a little less. There's also I listened, I think maybe it's probably the Bill Simmons podcast, but all these home court arenas now, they've all kind of been standardized.
Yeah. Modernized.
You get a lot of the same experience, typical sort of experience across the league because we've all, there was success. Well, it definitely started with Staples Center, or not Staples Center, the Oracle. Excuse me. The Forum. The Forum created the typical NBA experience, and this has kind of spread out. Mostly, there are, of course, there's some differences, but you kind of get the same. And you got to think about the way that these players have been able to perform, and there's stories about the 80s in the Boston Garden where there's dead spots on the court, and they keep the opponent's locker room either way too hot or way too cold. It's really standardized now, and it's really set up for these players to perform.
Also, everyone's on their phones.
Yeah.
Get off your phones. If you're going outside, get off your phone.
and ticket price. Don't you think ticket price increases have probably pushed away some crazier fans?
Right, which is like somewhat good, but also now you just have these like tech bros who are going to the game because it's something cool to do.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm going to playoff.
At Fenway Park, they call them the Pink Hats.
The Pink Hats.
Pink Hats.
Yeah, they wear the pink Red Sox hats.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Plus, it's also with our greater, like with League Pass and all this stuff, it's way easier to have access to a game. Like before, you could put it on the radio, but to go and see a game was a much bigger deal, I would imagine. So the excitement level's that much higher.
Yeah.
I think I heard somewhere, not only this year, but like just in the last 10 years or so, that home court advantage has been much less. But I can't remember what source that was.
The numbers are, I don't know the specific numbers, but what I've heard is since the bubble, it's been altered.
It's interesting.
Wow, someone really popped.
It could just be a flash in the pan too.
Could be.
Like, I don't know.
Well, it sort of coincides with what we're calling this era of parity, right? That's also started around the bubble.
I think that kind of bleeds into it too.
And we haven't even talked about the 3-point shooting, which makes games way more valuable.
That's a big part of it. Like, honestly, the Warriors changing the game, or who? I guess it was just the Warriors.
Maybe.
There were teams before that
Miller's
did shoot a bunch of threes. The 7 seconds or less
the
Suns,
Suns,
those Believe Warriors went small.
Yeah.
D'Antoni.
But,
the Orlando Magic, the finals, Dwight, they shot a bunch of threes.
Yeah, they really spaced the floor with Stan Van Gundy. But yeah, that the league just going towards the whole entire league joining the Warriors and going towards that direction just made it that feels like anyone could win these big games. Yeah.
All right.
Like you see Nemhard going for.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Okay. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here.
Let's get down to business.
So, as we know, sitting here right now, we don't know what's going on in Game 4 of the Wolves and the Mavs.
Say a fucking word.
Wolves trail this series 3-0. All three have kind of been heartbreakers, especially the Game 2.
Yep.
How does their Western Conference performance does it change how you feel about their victory in the Nuggets series?
About the matchups.
I don't even know what that means. Yeah, it does. It kind of does. Because this is just what happens when you start losing with a team, right? Doesn't matter what you've won before. Charles knows, being a Celtics fan, and them going to the finals and just Steph Curry goes crazy.
Honestly, winning can be the worst thing for your reputation.
It can be. Because, at the time, and we'll get to the Celtics and Tatum later, but the whole narrative around Tatum was, he comes into the league, he performs at the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. They lose to the Warriors, and Tatum and Jaylen Brown suck now. Everyone's against them.
Trade Jaylen,
It's like he's got no left. Tatum can't finish. He's not. He doesn't. They don't have the heart. Blah blah blah.
It's kind of the LeBron tax.
It really
think about it, because it's the further you go, the more you get punished for
get
losing.
More scrutinized.
You're gonna get picked apart.
This is how it goes in sports.
Period. Yeah.
Pretty general. But
so that being said, going to the T-Wolves, it just can't help but notice to see the whole narrative shift with these T-Wolves. And has a bad shooting night. He's everyone's hating on him now. From he's the most beloved player to like the most hated player.
I don't think he's catching that much flack, though.
He's getting a good amount of flack right now in the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as Tatum had in that series or afterwards, but also, give a few more weeks, so he might catch more flack,
Yeah. It helps that he's 22.
Yeah, it really does. And he doesn't have
I guess
a long...
24 is the cutting floor.
It's the cutoff.
But it's funny because we're making those people who are
doing
His
this.
opinions are changing on Ant and such. It's the same fallacy that gets committed with the Nuggets. If the Nuggets go down to 2-0 or whatever, it's suddenly Jokic is overrated.
Yeah.
He was not. He's not a deserving MVP.
Flash in
Jamal
the
Murray,
pan.
flash in the pan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they had an easy run to the championship. Oh, the Timberwolves beat them. They're an amazing team. Oh, now the Timberwolves are down 3-0. Well, I guess we were wrong about them.
Yeah.
And it's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. You know, it's every reaction is an overreaction.
Yeah. And I guess that's my point. But also my other point is eventually all the overreaction kind of does like take its toll and maybe sway your opinion. I could be super underwhelmed, not reacting to anything. But, these things happen, right?
Yeah.
I notice all these, how the Timberwolves play. They keep losing these heartbreakers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does affect to maybe not the biggest degree, but to the smallest degree for me about how I looked at them going into the series to now.
Yeah.
It's much different.
Yeah.
To a degree.
I mean,
I don't even know what I'm saying.
at least,
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Remember when the Bucks kept losing every year? Some team would build a wall.
Yeah.
And they'd wall off Giannis.
Yeah.
And they couldn't figure it out.
The Clippers just couldn't build one in time. Sorry, Ben.
Baby.
No, that was.
I almost referenced the wall earlier when we were talking about every stadium and arena getting standardized. I was like, ooh, wait till the wall comes, baby.
Wait till the wall. It's going to be very different in Inglewood now.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah. How you feel about this T-Wolves?
it exposes, playing different teams. I think especially when you're a young team, exposes some of your weaknesses in different ways. We talk about how Minnesota was built to beat Denver, and in some ways that's true. But I didn't think it would be this much of a, say, mismatch against the Mavericks. Right? I mean, one thing that really helped the Wolves in that Nuggets series is they just didn't have any close games in the Nuggets series. Close-ish, but all the T-Wolves wins were by 7 or more points.
Yeah.
The wins were by 7, 16, 45, and 8.
Yeah, these are
And I felt
games.
like even when we got down to 3 minutes, they were up by 8 or 10 points. And if you're going to beat the Nugs, that's what you have to do. Yeah. And you see in this series a team that was able to hang on long enough for Minnesota's 16th ranked offense to kind of finally appear in this postseason. Because they had struggles down the stretch all year long. Yeah. And they really haven't had to fight through that. Especially because, well, frankly, I didn't think I'd be saying this, but Dallas is better defense than the Nuggets.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who's blocking shots for the Nuggets?
That's true.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Dallas's rim protection for Minnesota, they're shooting 61.5% at the rim. That would rank 28th in the league during the regular season. And Minnesota is shooting 39.7% from short mid. That would rank 29th in the regular season. Ant shot 74% against Denver in the paint. He's shooting 47.4% against Dallas.
Yeah.
It's, especially, it's hard because Cat, who has had a horrendous series, he's shooting 27.8% from the field, 13.6% from it. That's the real kicker, that 3-point percentage. Because they really if you're going to beat Dallas, I feel like you have to stretch them out. You have to make Lively and Gafford play from the perimeter. And, well, we can start getting into the Gobert stuff, but I feel like that's one of their issues, is actually this, and everyone's clowning on Gobert right now for his defense. You want to go over that moment? But I feel like the bigger Gobert problem is actually on the offensive end. It's not on the defensive end at all.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in regards to the Denver series, I feel like the Timberwolves were able to make that a battle on the defensive end, to take the Nuggets into a defensive battle with them. But they're not going to match a team in an offensive battle. Like when the Nuggets got their shit humming and going like they do, then yeah, they would win. They won those 3 games pretty easily. But when the game got bogged down and, the Nuggets got tired, they couldn't do it.
We don't have a lot of guys.
They don't have a lot of guys, and the guys they had, they lost them. They ran out of energy. They couldn't finish the marathon. So,
yeah.
All right. Game 2.
Set the stage.
Luka Doncic. They're trailing by 2. Wait, is it tied? Well, he canned that 3 over Gobert. I think it was to take the lead. They were up 2. They were down 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Rudy's getting just hammered right now for this. Is that fair, Ben? Is that fair? Is that fair?
You know I'm the biggest Rudy defender, the Stifle Tower. No, I don't think it's fair. Because I don't think that the correct strategy was employed in that scenario.
No.
I don't know why Rudy was still on him at that point. It
was a horrible switch. Jaden McDaniels. I think the problem on that play is Jaden McDaniels.
Right.
You gave up. It wasn't like a hard screen or an active screen. Luka was standing like even out of his range
and
for
you're
3-point
up
range.
2.
Yeah, and you're up 2.
Luka's not a great foul shooter. There's better foul shooters out there. He's like 75% on his career. Just foul him.
I mean, go
if you have to.
True. He missed a game-tying free throw in the OKC
you have a chance
series
to win, and then worst case, you go to overtime.
I think what Gobert needed to do absolutely in that scenario is make him drive.
Get him off the 3-point
towards
line.
help. Because you want anyone but him shooting that shot, even if it turns into a kick out. But my big gripe, and this is a gripe with a lot of teams in the league, is they just give up switches way too easily.
Yeah.
McDaniels could have fought through that screen so easily. And sure, maybe they just re-screen and do it again.
True.
But you have the advantage. You're up. Make him do it again. Kill clock.
Keep the pressure on. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 3 seconds left when he hit that shot.
Nobody thinks Rudy is Drew Holiday out in the perimeter.
No. And if you ask Drew Holiday to guard Jokic the whole game, he would get his ass whooped too. So it works in reverse.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic is one of the best. He might be like the best one-on-one player in the entire league.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
So don't put him on an island like that. That's just bad strategy.
In a late game scenario.
Brutal.
Yeah. No.
What were you thinking, McDaniels? What were you thinking?
And shout out to Luka for hitting that.
Oh,
It was pretty crazy.
Great fucking shot. He probably couldn't believe he had Gobert on him.
Oh, he was delighted.
Oh, this is great.
This is just like EuroLeague. He did the same thing to him back in the day.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. Whether you need a jolt on the way to the office or in relax mode in the afternoon, Dank Delish Coffee is the only quality bag of Colombian home roasted beans that hits the spot just right. Roasted locally in Queens, New York, you can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of Delish. Why not? All right. Let's jump back in here. Let's jump back to Game 7 because first the Nugs.
Okay. Yes. We'll jump back.
So, was this fool's gold here for the Timberwolves? Back to my original question, which is sort of, does this change how you felt about their victories of the Nugs? What do we think about the Nuggets here? Because I know we're talking, matchups. Maybe Dallas is just a better matchup for the Wolves, but The Nuggets were up 20 points in the second half, and they could not close this thing out.
Well, we talked all year about their depth, and they didn't play many guys. I don't know. They all looked super tired to me. Jokic looked tired. Murray scored like 24 in the first half. You know, when you win 3 games in a row like the Celtics did last year, you're kind of laying it all out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe they were blowouts and stuff, and maybe they felt like they could relax.
Yeah.
And the T-Wolves just ran with that energy reserve that they had. To me, it's not a knock on the Nuggets beyond they need another guy.
Yeah. So, yeah. Players not named Jokic or Murray were 8 of 28. 28%. 5 total points in the second half.
Yeah.
Their bench was awful. And it was, I think, for most of the series. And I don't know where Michael Porter Jr. went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of disappeared. That's the guy they needed. I mean, if he hits a couple more shots, they probably win the series.
Yeah, just one.
So,
right.
And that's a big problem because last year, when he was doing the same bullshit, they just benched his ass for Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have a Bruce Brown this year.
And I know they couldn't sign Bruce Brown because of the contract that he had. But I mean, even Jeff Green gave them solid minutes last year.
Solid veteran presence.
Off the bench.
Someone to sort of right the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did just kind of muscle him. But
yeah, and you have the rookies who are going to have the energy, but they don't necessarily have the skill or the guidance.
Or the poise.
The poise in the big moments.
Yeah.
This is tough when you're up 20.
So who would you add to the Nuggets? Who do you feasibly see,
I don't know, because they don't have a lot of KCPs up for a new deal. They're not going to have a lot of cap flexibility coming this summer.
Mm.
And an ownership group that doesn't like to spend on them. That Mr. Kroenke. He'll spend on the Rams, but he's not spending on them.
Oh, that's funny. The Rams.
I don't know. They've kind of cut corners before, and there was some interesting articles about the GM there, and how he really wanted to go young, which they did. They brought in a bunch of young players, experienced young 4-year college guys. But Malone, of course, didn't play them very much during the regular season towards the end because they were fighting for seeding. So those guys couldn't get reps, and who knows? I mean, even if they got reps, they might fold. I mean, Peyton Watson was just not playing this entire series.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't injured, right? He was just benched.
No,
just benched.
He didn't look good in the first couple games, right?
It's a shooting.
Yeah,
shooting. They gotta find some shooters because they can. And Michael Porter Jr. is great, but I feel Minnesota was just really able to squeeze the floor on them. Just not afraid of Christian Braun and Justin Holiday and Reggie Jackson taking shots.
No, and why would you be? And with Porter Jr., I don't see him running around creating his own shot very often.
Yeah.
No.
More so than catching the ball, catch and shoot, which is going to be tough against a swarming defense like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's flip it the other way. Does this Western Conference performance of the Mavs change how you feel about the Thunder in defeat?
No.
You don't feel better about the Thunder?
Oh, better? I do feel better that they took them
lost
to
in 6
to 6 games. Yeah. I probably didn't think they'd be that good at all.
Yeah.
I mean, we all picked the Thunder here, though. Did we not?
I don't think I picked the Thunder.
I probably did just because I don't like Dallas. I think I did, too.
I might have picked them for a game or two that they end up losing, but I think I had Dallas this whole time.
All right, we'll have to check the records on that one, Duck.
I believe
Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Maybe I was rooting against Dallas for Nick's bias because we have their pick, but I don't know. I feel like it was pretty high in Dallas.
All right, so we feel better about them.
Yeah, I do. I feel a little better.
Yeah, I think so, especially seeing the T-Wolves down 3-zip.
3-zip.
Yeah.
I mean, another young team. 2 young teams have gone up against Dallas, and one didn't go down 3-0.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
One
so
old team.
Some interesting. I mean, this is what I thought at the beginning of that Thunder series was. They need some in the playoff run. They need some guys who are going to score more than just Shea, right?
Yeah.
No player other than Shea scored more than 23 points in any game in this series.
Yeah.
Chet and Jalen went for 22 and 21 in Game 6, and in Game 2, Jalen Williams went for 20. Those were the only times anyone besides Shea scored more than 20 points. It's just, I don't know, I guess we can just chalk that up to them being young.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think on the other side, it speaks well to your team efficiency.
Yeah, but you need guys like.
But you
think
you
about
know, you
every
need more. You
think
definitely
about every
need more.
competitive playoff team. Like
Yeah.
Derek White went for 25, Drew went for 27. If you can go down the Knicks, like Dante DiVincenzo went for crazy numbers when Brunson didn't have it.
Yeah.
Like all over the playoffs, you have guys who are not as touted as I think at least Jalen Williams as a scorer.
No, for sure.
That didn't just show up and ball.
For sure, but that's the youth, right? Like, if you jack up those scores by 10 points, then they're scoring 32 and 33 instead of 22. Then you got a potential contender.
Yeah.
They might not be at the level yet, but I'm saying it's promising for young players, even without scoring that much, to take 2 games against the eventual probable finalists. Perhaps.
Yeah. They as a team they only shot 33.5% for the series. So felt like they had got a lot of good looks.
Overall?
Yeah, overall 33.5%.
Wow.
They were third in the league at 39.2 for the season. So, and I felt like there were a couple, there were some swing games that they just couldn't get a rebound. Some of their late clutch game offense was really good. It was on the defensive end again. I mean, we knew this was their fault, right?
If only we could combine the Wolves and the Thunder.
Make a super team.
Ben's hatching a evil plan over there.
The Thunderwolves.
The Thunderwolves. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump over here. Do we really need Draymond Green on Inside the NBA? He's just airing out his personal vendetta.
Yeah.
Well, we might not have Inside the NBA for much longer.
Maybe not.
Yeah. We should talk about that.
But he's just,
or at least this iteration of it.
He's just killing Gobert constantly.
Yeah.
It's clear it's a personal vendetta. Honestly, it's kind of turned me off of him more than I like Draymond, but
really?
This is kind of gross to me. His indulgence in this take.
It's a bit too much.
Where does this vendetta come from? Like, I know they had that
fight. Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
him,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, we don't know the exact source. I'm sure trash talk turned nasty at some point.
Sure.
But
the Cheerios.
Like, we don't know where it really stands for. It was the choking incident.
But that seemed like there was already bad blood between the two.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They were pregame. The Minnesota fans were chanting "Draymond sucks," and Draymond said, "Rudy sucks, not me. What did I do? What did I do?
What did you do, bro?
You're airing your grievances, and you had choked him out. Yeah, you aired your grievances against him, personal vendetta, and you choked him out.
Yeah, that's pretty blatant.
Some other Draymond quotes about Gobert. There's a center who won Defensive Player of the Year, and we ask Cat to guard the center. It's amazing to me that he sees this as like a one-on-one matchup when he should know out of all defenders, it's not about one-on-one matchups. It's about team. This is why I feel like he's saying shit that he doesn't even believe in.
We're subscribed to. Yeah, it's true.
Just to trash him.
Gobert.
Just trash.
Also,
just trolling Gobert at this point.
Gobert's teams are always better when he's on the floor.
Yeah.
even in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Over the last 5 years, his teams are up 13.3 points per possession per 100 possessions better with him on the floor. He's at 114 plus 114 in the playoffs this year. So they're better when he's on the floor. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Sixers were better with Harden on the floor too.
I know it's not always a tit for tat, but I think they
I
are.
like Rudy. I think he makes that team better for sure.
I just think they've put him, and this is a little bit. I'm not sure why we're so obsessed with his defense when I think it's the offense that's the problem because they can't pass him the ball. He's a complete liability. Can't use him on the short roll. He doesn't have good hands.
Terrible.
Of course, can't shoot. And if you're the Mavs or you're the Wolves or the Nugs, you were happy every time that guy touches the ball on offense.
And yet, I don't know the stats, but to me, in the Nugs series, it was like the best offense I've ever seen from Rudy.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, he hit that miracle
shot. He was making free throws that, like, I feel like he usually misses 1 out of 2 or something.
Yep.
He was doing his usual dunks, but also just little weird ones, like that miracle one in Game 7.
I mean, he's not a great finisher either. I mean, sometimes he can.
He has led the league in shooting percentage. Once or twice
when he gets his dunks. But if you can just get him a little out, he's
got soapy hands.
You're just happy when that's happening for the Wolves, and I feel like it's too easy to dictate where the ball goes when they're playing against, because he's a good screener. So you want to use him. You got to use it's a little bit like the Nurkic for Phoenix corollary, where Nurkic is on the floor. He's pretty much useless unless we use him as a screener and a passer out of the high post. So we need to do that, or else he's a complete waste. In the same way, Gobert, it's like we got to use him as a screener to get lobs, because if we don't, then he's doing nothing on offense. But it's not always good offense when you're doing that.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
but if you don't, he's useless.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing here. Let's go with this. This is something, and this will go back to what Danny mentioned. Who's on the all-overreaction team this postseason? So players the media has highly overreacted to over their performance, good or bad. I was struggling to pick my fifth guy. This is who I had the first four. I think Halliburton, Ant, Tatum, Gobert.
Ant is definitely in there. Would you put Cat?
Here are some people that I threw out for the fifth spot on the team. KD, Booker, Luka because of the knee. We all thought he was just going to die at some point. Towns, Mobley, Porzingis, because no one wants to mention that he's not playing. JB, after he had that one game, everyone was like, there was a bunch of people at ESPN saying he's the best player on the Celtics from one game. Jokic, after the haters came out after the 2-0.
But then the three,
they
kind of balanced it out again after the 3-game comeback.
Murray? Yeah. Who we got for that fifth spot? So Halliburton, I feel like it was the kind of the shot chart, because he had, let's see here, he shot less than 10 times in 4 games this postseason. They were all losses. So people are like, what's going on? Is this guy going to step up? Is he going to be aggressive? Is he going to be aggressive? Yeah.
He's been injured. He's been playing on an injury.
Yeah. So who would you guys vote for who would you guys vote for the fifth spot there? Or you can make a change if you don't want one of those guys on your team.
I'm going Nembhard.
Is that an overreaction, though?
It's a good one.
Depends where he ends up.
I'm talking players who the media have had a freak out about.
Yeah, there is a bubbling freak out over Nembhard, but it's no, I can't talk over Nembhard, but it's not it's not at a boiling point yet. I would put Cat in there, although Cat is just like a favorite subject of controversy. I don't know if it's his personality or his just like who he is.
Yeah.
I
feel like he's just played at exactly how I feel like Cat would play, which is good at times and idiotic at others.
But I heard people be like, "This is the second coming of Cat. This is the best he's ever played. He's the flip switch in this team in that last series, and now this series they're like Cat's trash."
Yeah,
again.
I think he is the flip switch, though.
Well, I don't know if I don't disagree with that.
Because when he plays well, they're pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
So who's the 4 you got?
I have Halliburton, Ant, Tatum, and Gobert.
Okay, I'll add Jamal Murray to that.
You're gonna add Jamal Murray.
Fair enough.
I mean, he literally overreacted and started throwing heating packs onto the court. So I feel like not only did he do it, but the media did it about him. So.
I'm gonna go with Jokic because just because he lost those 2 games, everyone's gonna call him trash. He's a champion.
Yeah,
he's literally.
He proved his worth last year. It's utterly absurd that we're even having conversations about this guy, and he's so good. Even in those last 2 games, I mean, he was crazy.
Monster.
Well, now
absolute
it's
freak.
the LeBron tax, right? Now we have the highest possible expectations for the 3-time MVP.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when he doesn't meet them, he's gonna get those side eyes. Yep. Not that he deserves them. I don't think he does. But yeah, I would put him in that overreaction category for sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So that's the all overreaction team of the postseason.
I like it.
It's a good list.
Okay. Let's jump ship and go. I guess you can't really jump a ship to go east. You got to get on a bus.
Depends where you are.
Get on the bus. The great.
And now we're going from the Western Conference.
To go around, go through the Panama Canal.
Yeah, that's what they used to do.
Well, if you're jumping ship, then you're not going anywhere, really.
The Celtics last
going
night.
in the water.
Something's in the water.
Completed a return to the finals with a 3-point win over the Pacers.
Hey.
They once again out-toughed them in the clutch. The Celtics are now in totality 76-20 on the season. These are teams with 20 losses or less heading into the finals. The 96 Bulls were 83-11. The 16 Warriors 85-14. 97 Bulls again there. Warriors of 2017, 86 Celtics, 87 Lakers were both 78-16. 2013 Heat, LeBron, 78-20, 92 Bulls, 78-20. And then it's the 24 Celtics, 76-20.
Well, is there it's not a spotless record.
No, it's not. Is there anything impressive about the Celtics running the table here without their third best player?
A little bit. I'll give them that. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations, Chuck. We have a hometown romp in the finals.
Yeah.
But no, a little impressive. I mean, we thought they were the favorite team in the East, and I guess they could have had more trouble going through this.
I mean, the slate was cheesecake.
It was pretty cheesecake, but I don't know. I guess you gotta give it to the Pacers. Every game was a close game.
Yeah,
this was a tough series.
Honestly,
even though it was a sweep.
Which I'll go. Well, my later question was.
Okay, we'll get to it.
We should. We should put some respect on the Pacers' name because they were fucking tough as hell.
Yeah, they were so tough. They were so tough.
We could get up 10, but they just brought it back down.
Yeah.
I feel like there were so few 14, 15 point leads in this series.
Yeah. I think that's the most impressive thing for me about this Celtics sweep of the Pacers is just their ability to just hang in there. Whether they were up and the other team answered, or they were down, they were just able to answer. Just hang in there, and then just close the games out. when it came to the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They just closed every one of those suckers out.
Yeah.
How big was Holiday
So that
for
was-
you in this series?
Oh, I mean,
Huge.
he was the spirit. I know JB won because of the beautiful shot
Yeah.
and his game 2 performance. I mean, he was amazing, but Drew was really the game changer of the series because, man, that guy was so fucking good. He's amazing. And there's a litany of Celtics fans out there that are still crying for Marcus Smart,
Oh, yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because Drew is everything that Marcus Smart is, plus he can score.
Score and
He's
shoot,
such a
yeah.
better scorer, such a better shooter.
Decision maker, passer.
I
He's
mean,
better at everything
he
offensively.
really helped them close out both of these games.
Yeah,
I can't.
defensive plays down the stretch.
If we had Marcus, this series is at least going 6, even with
Still
the
going.
Halliburton. Yeah. Yeah, he
Still
was
be going.
18.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 1.5 steals, and Drew had a 73.4% true shooting percentage. True drewing percentage.
Drew shooting percentage.
True shooting percentage.
So, yeah, I mean, he made the play in game 3. That
Yeah.
steal on Nemhard where he just read his mind.
Yeah.
Basically beat him to the spot on the right, and then that's like a classic Drew steal
Yeah.
that he does all the time, where it's just and Rick Carlisle was pissed about the foul, but I really don't think it was a foul. It was he beat him to the spot, got body, and then with that left arm got the ball.
Yeah. The ball just came to him.
And then in game 4, he had the game-winning offensive rebound
Yeah.
to close it out.
Yeah.
So it's just all the small things with him. And he was really bad in the postseason till about halfway through that Cleveland series.
Yeah.
When they started winning. So it's cool that he can be such a big-time player. And he's the 4th, sometimes the 5th option on this team,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But I felt like some of his fortitude really helped this team out, especially in the clutch. I mean, here's the clutch numbers for the Celtics this postseason. 4-0, 129.3 offensive rating, 85.4 defensive rating, plus 43.9 net.
They're in outer space.
Yeah.
Come on.
Amazing.
And Drew is a guy I never see him rattled. Thinking back to his run with the Bucks too.
Yeah.
He knows where he's at.
How are you feeling if you're the Bucks right now watching
I'm
this?
pissed, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm on Crete. I'm throwing my remote at the little TV. I'm pissed. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not winner, chicken. Loser, spend a copa de boozer.
I mean, it's he was miscast sort of in his role in Milwaukee because he had to be, I mean, at some points the second leading
Option,
scorer, and
Which
That's-
was problematic when Middleton began to decline.
or just really
Yeah.
get injured
Injury,
because
sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think he showed this postseason that he can still hoop it up and score.
Yeah.
It is going to be another year on that.
And last postseason, who did the Bucks lose to?
The Heat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. To the
And Drew
and
got
he was good.
he
as
was
the second
was,
option.
yeah.
Just
he was good.
you
I mean,
didn't
that
want him
series
being your second option.
the series comes down to Giannis's injury.
Yeah.
As-
Oh yeah.
Of course, Jimmy went for I mean, Jimmy kind of torched him last year. But the Celtics use him in such a role where they don't need him to guard someone like Jimmy Butler per se.
Right.
He's all over the place. They did such a good job of just kind of whenever the Pacers felt like they had it, they just strangled them. Which I don't know. I'm more happy about this series than anything that came before. I realize the test isn't that great, but man, those Pacers they're
They were
hell to
tough.
play.
Yeah.
They just run around They never stop moving. In
Yeah.
some ways, it will be a harder defensive matchup than what they see in the finals. Now, if they see Luka and Kyrie, that's a lot more talent, and whatever they do on defense will not work as well. But the offensive structure of Indiana is way harder to guard than what the offensive structure is for Dallas.
Or Minnesota.
They might still not be able to stop it, but this was, that was hell at some points. They were just hitting everything.
Yeah.
I think I texted the group chat 3 games in a row. Pacers can't miss.
Literally.
It really was.
Yeah, they really couldn't miss going back to Game 6 of the Knicks series.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That was a question. Did the Knicks miss Obi Toppin?
Obi Toppin? No.
I think they just missed their guys.
In that particular series?
No.
What if we'd had him?
No. It wouldn't make a difference.
What did we get? We got 3 second-round picks.
Yeah. We got cap flexibility.
Yeah, but Tibbs wasn't playing them.
Signed
I mean,
and signed
you could have
DiVincenzo.
used him because of all the injuries.
In that
for sure.
particular scenario.
Yeah.
With our 7-guy rotation that was on its last legs.
I mean, yeah, we could have used him, but who's to say we get DiVincenzo if we don't trade him? So,
No, of course,
it
it's all very
yeah,
hypothetical.
Pacers were
I'm sick of these hypotheticals fans throw at me. Because there's context to everything. Context matters. I'm a context guy. I'm looking for those context clues.
Fucking Nancy Drew over here.
And she drew me.
To cap off this Pacers Celtics recap.
Yeah.
Unless y'all have any questions for me.
Pacers, Celtics. I mean, come on. Who would have thought Nembhard was going to be this good?
Yeah. Okay. So here's Nembhard. He's over the 2 games without Halliburton. He shot 56.4%, 53.8% from 3 on 6.5 attempts, 9.5 assists, 28 points per game, and he took almost 20 shots a game.
Ridiculous. Ridiculously good.
Absurd.
Absurd.
He just gets into that mid range and it's going in.
I think going back to episode 5, or I don't even remember when they traded for Siakam, I was like, oh, they got to keep Nembhard. I kind of like his defense. I didn't expect this offensive explosion. Just him to pick up the keys where Halliburton left them.
Yeah.
And just continue. And he was great passing too.
Yeah.
Great decision making.
9.5 assists.
Still plays decent defense to a degree,
9.5 assists is more than Halliburton.
Yeah.
Averaged in the playoffs.
Wow.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, and he's not as we learned
Second year.
he can't guard Brunson. He's not the worst defender he's better defender than Halliburton is.
Yeah.
For sure. Halliburton's
he was getting
a
those,
roast
he was
pig
getting
out
those
there.
main
Not really
matchups.
a pig. He's more like a duck. That's the more skinny animal. Halliburton.
Roasted goose.
Fish in a
goose.
barrel. Roasted goose.
Yeah. The Pacers were the first team ever to shoot 50% or better in the first 3 games of a playoff series and lose all 3 games.
It's crazy.
Wow.
They've just been shooting
I mean,
lights
shooting
out.
the lights out.
Yeah, that's
Insane.
unbelievable.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Any last thoughts? Pacers season?
Some announcer said, "Oh, this is the closest sweep we've seen in a while," and I was like, "What about you?" Said the same thing about Denver
Yeah,
Lakers last year,
I know,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it felt similar.
which is
to
extremely
that.
competitive sweep.
Yeah.
but
Relatively.
a sweep is not competitive, though.
No, but we're
Technically.
saying they're saying for a sweep.
I know what they're saying, but sweeps aren't competitive.
At
How
all.
would you
At all.
characterize it then?
You can't lose 4 straight games to one team and it be competitive.
No, but
At
there's
all.
a difference
Yeah,
between a
I
20-point
understand.
margin and a 50-point margin.
Sure. But there's no such thing as a competitive sweep.
All right,
Yeah.
redefine the terminology then. What would you call it?
The games were close. The series was not.
Yep, that's fair. There you go.
No one's saying it was a close series.
But
I think that's what competitive means, though.
no.
I think it's what it means.
Okay.
Let's look up the term.
Competitive.
You want the definition of competitive?
Yeah, pull it up.
What's
pull up that
the
OED.
definition?
Pull up that. Let's drop some OED.
OED Oxford. Oxford.
Ugh, Oxford. What's over there?
Who do they think they are? Making their own dictionary.
It's 20 quid a dictionary.
20 quid. You want a new word?
All right.
Oh, let's put Riz in the dictionary.
What, you
this
want me
year.
to fly over on me trolley?
In it?
Put Riz in it?
Put Bridgerton in there.
Competitive is striving against one another to gain or win something.
Striving. Right. It doesn't
I was
mean...
like, this definition is not going to help Chuck's case
No,
at
no.
all.
It means there was striving. The Pacers
To-
shot
they
the
did
lights
strive.
out.
To gain or win something.
Well, everyone's
They
playing
won
basketball with the
nothing.
purpose of gaining.
They won nothing.
It doesn't say that they achieve
won
they
nothing.
achieve the win. It says in order to gain or to
strive.
win.
Yep.
That's the
true.
goal. The goal isn't necessarily accomplished. I could be
agree.
in a fight
I
with
agree with
Danny
Ben.
and I could be very competitive, but he's still going to beat my ass.
No, I don't. I don't think it's. I don't think that's competitive.
All right, agree to disagree.
Agree. A to D on this one.
A to D on this one.
Let's go back to something that was actually competitive. This
Uh-oh.
Knicks Pacers series.
Oh, our spoons game? Oh,
That was
the
not
Pacers.
competitive.
No, it wasn't. It was not competitive. Well, maybe competitive is the wrong word because every basketball player is competitive.
Yeah, I think by your standard, then is Danny crying over there? Hey, I just wanted to give myself a little shout out here to Brunson. Finished the playoffs at 26.2 field goal attempts per game. So he did not become the second player in the last now 6 years to make the conference finals with over 23 field goal attempts.
Just Luka.
Just
Luka. And then Luka is actually at 22.4 this year. So he's under.
Thank God Kyrie took 4 of those away.
Well, I think that kind of balance helps you out. Now, the Knicks had no other options. That's what's, that Danny is the context.
That's
my
your
God.
context.
Getting a little
They had
competitive
no other
out here.
No, they had no other options. So all their guys are injured.
Exactly. That's all I meant in a total vacuum. No, no context.
Danny's just gonna cry through this
Yeah.
segment.
Who would
It's okay.
kill
Um,
these poor New York Knickerbockers?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean,
Life's a bitch and then you die.
The Pacers would. That's who.
all right.
Listen,
What's up, Danny?
I had a bad feeling once we lost that game 6. The series, the momentum swung.
Was that the Nemhard shot or was that an
That was-
earlier
No,
game? That was earlier, right?
Yeah.
It was the second.
Game 6, we just got blown out.
Yeah.
It was so boring.
Yeah, it was a big blowout.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had a feeling that I was like, okay, we're going to lose this series. I came to terms with it. We're going to lose game 7. I don't care about the home court, warm court.
I'm happy that. I mean, I am sorry, but it was. Knicks fans
what
are
are you
so
feeling?
confident. They're so confident.
You were the
We're
one
gonna
who
win
was
this.
confident. You first of all,
Yeah, I
Chuck
wasn't
was the
sure.
most
Would've
confident.
after game
Chuck was
6.
like, "Oh, they have a better chance of the Nuggets have a better chance of losing to the T-Wolves than the Knicks do of losing to the Pacers."
Yeah, that wasn't
He was
direct
like, "Oh,
Chuck
you got
quote.
that Madison
All right.
Square Garden energy. Game 7, you'll be fine."
If you look
I
back
wasn't
over
confident.
the tape, Danny was pretty confident that they were going to win this. Maybe not at that point in time.
Yeah,
earlier on,
Not
he
that
did
point
say
in
Knicks
time.
for the World Series and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for everything.
And next year.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
I forgot.
But that's bravado. That's
yeah,
just
that's-
I'm
New
just saying,
Yorkers.
That's New Yorkers.
welcome to the loser mentality side of things, Danny.
What do you mean?
You've been here
What
for
do you mean,
decades.
welcome?
What are you talking about?
Hey, welcome to the
No. You're not doing this.
What?
Y'all walk into the series and you say you're gonna win.
You
I feel like this every time. No, you don't. That's not how I walk into series. My constant feeling is that they're gonna lose.
That's because you're
That's
a
because
winner.
of your conditioning. There's context.
Because you're
there.
conditioned to be
All
a
right.
winner.
And I'm saying welcome to the other side.
I've been on the side
No.
for my
No,
whole
you
life.
haven't. Not on this side.
No, this is a different
We're talking
side.
about
It's
different things.
You're in a different side than us.
We're talking about
No,
different things.
yeah, we're talking about different things. You guys
Agreed.
We're gonna have to Anthony
No.
Davis on this one.
I'm just talking about my general feeling
You're
of
talking
walking
about
into a
New
game.
York Knicks
We're gonna
being-
lose.
You have
the
that
game.
feeling in the pit of your stomach that you're gonna lose.
Danny finally ended up with that feeling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I had I
But
had
by
to.
the way, that's the feeling. It's been here before. It's just what you guys see is the confidence. It's just me lying to myself. The feeling's
Yeah.
been here all year.
All right.
guys.
Well, yeah, you
It's-
deked me
it's a
out.
difference. There's a difference.
Okay.
Us New Yorkers, we're just cocky, you know,
Well, it's
and we're
just-
passionate.
It depends
And
on the
we're
context
rapid.
too, and also you
Context
gotta
matters.
present. You gotta present confident.
I don't. I never
Yeah.
present confidence though. Not ever.
Well,
Well, I'll disagree with you on that one. We'll agree and disagree on that.
A to D on that.
I've seen you been confident.
When's the last
before.
time I came out here and just said, you know,
Celtics
Celtics are gonna win this easy? When's the last time I ever said
you got
anything
a
like
whole
that?
philosophy. You know, we gotta walk around in these streets. You know, and
It's this wee business, by the way.
we New Yorkers.
But no,
We got all eyes on us.
All right. Why did you feel like?
But I get what you're saying.
Why did you feel like the Pacers were gonna win this, Danny? And then they ultimately did.
after game 6,
Yeah.
once we were losing by like 30 in the first quarter, I just, I
'Cause
mean,
you did just blow them out in Game 5.
in game 5, yeah. Theoretically, the game 6 wouldn't have mattered much because there's still game 7 to be played, right?
Mhm.
I just knew going into it, especially once we took that game 5, I was like, we gotta be on 6 or we're losing. That was just like a gut feeling.
You also had the extra day of rest between those two games.
Yeah. And I don't know. It was just a gut feeling. Knew there was a possibility of OG coming back and Brunson playing every minute of every fucking game.
Well, I think they had no other,
Yeah.
they had no other option to do that, but I think it definitely did eventually run its course with
Yeah.
the energy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think once I
a
saw
little bit.
OG go down again,
Yeah.
like it was
he
like
was
the first or
not.
second quarter, he didn't, and then he didn't come back, and then I.
They
was
shouldn't
like,
have
in
put
Game
him
7?
out there.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He really couldn't move. He couldn't
didn't
walk.
look
He
good.
couldn't run up the court.
Yeah, he had a couple shots, but that was it.
It was
They were
done
like,
after
"All right,
a couple
we'll-
minutes."
Yeah, we'll
Mhm.
take him out. Yeah, it's kind of like when
Yeah.
when KD came back for the Warriors.
Yeah, but that was still a little freaky. He played.
No.
He could actually go up and down.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like when the Lakers tried to bring AD back and then they lost to like the Suns or someone in the
Yeah.
play-in or in the first round,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
AD came back and literally played like 5 minutes, and it was like he clearly should not be out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then like LeBron was like passing to Kuzma after
I
that.
think the Pacers are a really hard team to be short on depth against.
Yeah, because they're relentless, man.
They're relentless, and the pace is so frenetic.
Yeah,
And by the end of the series, I mean, even from the beginning, they controlled the pace. They controlled the pace against the Celtics all 4 games. I feel
Yeah.
like that's what helped them keep it close. So
Yeah.
we were playing their style of game.
but yeah. So that game 6 happened. Just had that gut feeling. I was like, we're not winning game 7, and then we lost. And it was a fun ride. It was nothing for Knicks fans to do. after that, but be proud of our guys for fighting.
Save it
this
for your
hard.
memorial.
I thought that's what I was doing.
Not
You
yet.
got my questions? All right, let's go.
No, I don't have any more questions. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my little run through. That's been Chuck's Corner.
Chuck's
what I
Corner.
What do you guys want to do next?
I don't know. We're doing it in memoriam.
You want to do split up the basketball talk with some trivia?
Sure, happy to do it.
I'm
Just
down for that.
3 quick trivias.
Trivia.
I believe the scores stand at 17 for Charles and 15 for Danny. So here's 3 questions. First one is about baseball. The new uniforms.
Uh-oh.
Everyone hates them, is hating on them, except for Mike Trout. Who's the only team in the MLB to receive an exception to having to wear the new uniforms? And I'll throw it to Charles. So I feel like Danny usually goes first.
The lone exception.
Yeah, they lobbied to not have to wear the new uniforms this year.
Oh, okay.
And they got away with it.
Yeah, they somehow
They won.
got it through.
I'm gonna go with the Cubbies.
Danny?
I'll go with the Milwaukee Brewers.
You're both wrong. You want to keep guessing?
Keep guessing.
Go ahead,
Yes.
Charles.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll go with the who's a baseball team who's but it doesn't make sense. It feels like it has to be some weird team that's not too up there in like fame, but is also not near the bottom.
A sort of mid-market, you could
Yeah.
say.
But mid to high, but not the highest.
Okay. All
That
right.
would be my. Or, all right. I'll not take my own advice. I'll just say the Dodgers.
Okay.
I was gonna guess the Dodgers. I'll go with the Texas Rangers.
We're really gonna go one more
Give it
round.
another shot.
One more
Why not?
round.
Why
We
not?
can't go more than that.
No, that's it.
just-
3 tries.
Ridiculous.
3 tries and you're
It'll
done.
be ridiculous. Should be
okay.
rules.
I could try to
for
give
this
you a hint.
trivia.
But
I'll go with the New
no.
York Mets.
I'll go with the New York Yankees.
Oh, come on. No, you're all wrong. It was the Kansas City Royals.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, tough. I don't know. Is that mid-market or is that small?
that's
That's
small.
small market, right?
Yeah.
But they're kind of good this year.
Yeah. They're
Like a
doing
top 10 team.
pretty good.
All right. Question number
They're
2.
pretty good in the standings.
Yeah, they're doing good in the standings. Getting wins.
These next 2 questions kind of relate to our memorials. I tried to find some stuff on players that we're not going to see much of anymore this season.
Aw.
Oh.
Or at all. So, Pascal Siakam, his nickname, right?
Spicy P.
Spicy P.
Never liked that nickname.
Well,
I like it.
he gave an explanation. Do you know
Okay.
why he's
No.
called Spicy? That's the question. That's the trivia.
No.
All right, Danny, you got to answer.
I don't know why.
It's a question for you. You're going to get a
He
point.
likes spicy food.
He likes the Spice Girls.
Oh, good. Good one. Good
Okay,
guess.
Danny. Danny was close. It's not that he likes spicy food, it's that he doesn't like spicy food.
It's the thing with nicknames, man.
Yeah.
They
Nicknames.
call him a real big guy, like shortstop.
They call him Peanut or something.
Peanut, yeah.
right. No, the thing is, he said, he's like, I'm spicy enough, with my game and my lifestyle. I don't
Really?
need this food to be spicy. So I'm spicy P. I don't know. Go figure.
Darn.
All right, no points. And for the last thing, I just have a quote from a player who is still currently in the playoffs. I'll tell you the quote. You tell me who said it. To a reporter, John. John, you're going to have a hell of a story to write. We're going to make history. That's the quote.
Okay. Who goes first?
Charles.
John, we're gonna have a hell of a story to write. Gonna make history. You said it was a player.
Player who's still currently in the playoffs, yes.
Cat.
Cat, okay. Any?
Anthony Edwards.
Nope. Want to try one more time?
Try one more time. Okay. Slow-mo.
No.
Mike Conley.
You got it.
Hey.
Finally, a single trivia answer. Chuck goes up 1-0 in this low-scoring defensive
Danny
struggle.
goes up 1-0.
Can't
even get the score right.
By
Duck,
points.
Duck got the 1 point in this low-scoring defensive struggle.
Yep.
And thank you for playing. That has been your May 28th trivia.
Trivia. That was a good guess, slow-mo, because last time Ben pulled this quote crap, it was slow-mo.
I love slow-mo. Jersey guy.
I know.
It could have been anyone with that slow-mo quote that last time. I was floored. I was like, who said this?
If you'd known he had eye problems, you could have gotten it.
I didn't. I don't think anyone knew besides you
Yeah.
in that moment.
Well,
But you brought it to light, and we are grateful for that, Ben. And this has been Trivia.
thank you for your gratitude,
Trivia.
Danny. I do my best. Trivia. Trivia.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish. All right, you guys want to
Yeah.
open your
sad.
hearts and get sad?
Let's get sad, man. Who are we starting with? Let's see, last time we did all the first round ones.
Goodbye.
Well,
So,
We got the second round exits.
yeah, there's just a few here. Well, I have first is the Cavs.
bye.
All right, who wants to shed a tear for the Cavs?
Swordsman.
Anybody?
Mitchell and Gobert. Still
Mitchell got hurt.
in the playoffs.
Mitchell's not in the
Mitchell.
playoffs.
Technically, it's not.
He was.
He was.
He was.
You're right. You're right, though.
Yeah.
He was.
You're the winner.
They're better
of the
apart.
At the
Jazz.
same time. They're pretty
Yeah,
much
Mitchell got hurt.
achieving the same results apart.
No.
He
Nope.
says he's happy in Cleveland.
No, that they are. I agree.
No. Gobert.
Says he wants to stay. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what the Cavs.
Here's what I wrote for the Cavs.
What you got?
Goodbye, Bickerstaff. Time for a hopefully better staff. Maybe this team will run it back, or maybe they'll trade the overlap.
Ooh.
Garland and Mitchell, and Allen and Mobley. These pairings didn't often work so smoothly.
So smoothly.
Will Mitchell sign his long-term extension, or will they trade him to salvage their post-LeBron reinvention?
Oh.
I think this is a really fun off-season team.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting out there, I think.
I agree.
Because they've got some big decisions to make.
A lot of
Big
retooling
decisions
that
on
could
the
happen.
Yeah.
horizon.
They've got to, like I said, fix the overlap.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go.
Yeah.
So,
Ain't gonna be me. Yeah.
They should
Uh,
trade Murray and Mitchell for. No, wait. Mitchell
Mobley?
and Garland for Murray and Trae Young.
I see
No.
what you're doing.
I'm not even interested in that in the slightest.
Two
Nothing-
point guards for
I'm
another
just-
2
I'm
point
joking.
guards. Good old Joker over here.
Give me that.
Same problems, new
Yeah.
place. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's got to be some fireworks from this team. Big decisions, too, because they don't have a lot of picks. And I would ride with Mobley and hopefully and Mitchell if he could
Would you trade
stay healthy.
Jared Allen?
I would trade Allen, and I would trade Garland. I would trade both
I think I agree with that.
I like it.
What are you
But
going to
that's
do?
if Mitchell is actually committed, which
it's
very dangerous for them. Because that's a team you can say, I'm out, and you can get out.
Yeah.
All right.
Next.
You've seen it before.
We'll go. Let's jump to let's go to the Nugs. Ben,
Basketball.
your team,
means, I mean, everything in my life.
one of your many teams.
One of
my teams.
many teams.
Yeah. You know, this is the first year in a while where two teams that I don't like are going to the finals.
Whoa,
Whoa! Did you look at the score, you cheater?
It's game day. It's
Potentially.
game day on pod day.
Potentially. Allegedly. All right. Well, according to history, no team has ever come back from a 3-0 comeback. I do not know the score or anything that's happened.
You better not say a word.
If the T-Wolves pull off Conley's miracle, then yes, I would be very delighted. But I think I deserve it. And the Nuggets were the team that kind of brought me back into basketball back in 2019 for overtimes against the Trailblazers. It was a beautiful sight. I was like, this Jokic guy, man, he's going to be special.
What do you mean by you think you deserve it?
They're pulling a LeBron here.
really
Like,
are.
I knew.
I knew it.
I think I
They
did
were gonna be
because in
special.
these past 5 years of my watching NBA,
Yeah.
the finals has always had a team, and I know I like a lot of teams, but the finals has always had at least one team that I like.
Oh,
In
I
it.
see.
And the only win that I didn't like was the Lakers. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's time for me to have a down year.
Okay. You've been firing on all
That's it.
cylinders since you started becoming a basketball genius.
And now I'm out of juice.
Ah.
Exactly. It's time for me to hunker down and write my dissertation.
Ooh, I like it.
Got any lasting thoughts for these Nugs,
No
Danny?
more mining for gold.
Ding, dong.
Denver Nuggets. No more getting those fresh nugs.
The vein ran dry.
Colorado dispensaries. Sorry, Jokic. Sorry, MPJ. Time to start banging with your brother. Sorry.
There's some
No more
interesting
heat
buzz
packs to
about
throw.
trading MPJ because
Jamal
he has a
Murray.
huge contract.
Yeah, that is actually pretty interesting.
And this is now
Could
2
be
years in a
tradable.
row he's kind of shied away from the moment.
From the moment, yeah.
Put him on the Cavs.
Sure.
That could be fun, actually.
You don't
Sure.
want to introduce, who are they getting? Allen? You don't want to put another small guard with this
I
team.
guess, Alan, yeah, you want to back up big for you,
Yeah, that's
Joker.
actually.
They do need a
They get
backup
Karis
big. They
LeVert
can't.
and Dean Wade.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, back up bigs and a little bit of shooting, I
Yeah.
guess.
I wrote, well, first,
Yeah, what you got?
I just, Michael Malone, you're a national treasure.
Yep.
Next question. Season's over, man. Fuck being up 20. Season's over. You don't understand that. It's hard. The season is over. Stupid ass questions. I love you, Mike. Listen, repeating's hard. But for future references, let's save the dynasty talk for the next team to win 2 chips. Because a dynasty is at least 3, if I'm counting stuff
Yeah.
here. Right now, they're in the same place as the Bucks were a couple years ago.
Yep.
Do I feel a bit more confident in them? Yes. But they've got some tricky financials coming up. And not a lot of way to add a lot of talent. And they really miss Brucey and Jeffy. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's going to be
Well,
interesting next year.
it'll be fun. Jokic is awesome. Love that guy. I mean, what a basketball player. So, we'll see.
I wouldn't mind them trading MPJ.
Yeah. The thing is, his size is nice.
Yeah.
Like, they're such a big front line, but he's got to make some shots. That's just really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
All right. You guys let's run to the Thunder here.
The Thunder. Knicks West.
Knicks West.
Yep.
What are we talking about here?
I don't know. I'm crying for every team at this point, I think.
I'm talking about Ben. I don't understand that comparison.
I'm crying inside.
What youthful prairie pups? Your first year out in the dangerous grasslands went well, and we wish you well on your next hunt.
They should draft Bronny. I'm sorry, I'm just trolling at this
They
point.
should go to They should get KD. How about a fun
hopefully-
reunion?
That would be fun.
That would be great.
They won't do it.
They won't do it. Hopefully, the Thunder strikes again. What am I going for?
Well, Thunder doesn't
I
really
had something in my
strike.
head. Yeah, and
Boom.
I don't know where I was with that.
Thunder claps.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the Thunder claps those cheeks.
Oh, boy.
Sorry. All right. I don't got much for the Thunder. I mean, it was a good, fun ride.
Yeah.
Young team, 1 seed. They exceeded our expectations.
I like
Yeah.
their
on.
trajectory.
They look great.
Yeah.
They look great. Just get that who off the team.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lou
yeah.
Dort.
Yeah.
No.
He's a sick man with sick thoughts.
Yeah. Well, Giddy will be gone.
Yeah,
Don't-
more than
Don't
likely.
worry about it. Yeah, they just need Chet and
Yeah.
Jalen Williams to step
Next
up.
guys to take a
You know,
step.
Chet's first year, that's pretty tough.
Pretty tough.
He played in every game.
Tough year for him.
He played in every game.
Yeah,
great.
he showed out.
That's great.
So,
I was fully impressed. Exceeded my expectations.
Oh, yeah.
My check expectations.
Oh, checks mate.
all right. I guess we could jump to the Pacers here.
They're playing checks. I'm playing checkers.
Pacers. Any dying words for your Pacers, Danny?
I was a big Pacers believer
Man
coming into the
in
season.
mirror.
Do you like
on
them
the
still?
forbidden ghost episode of the No Shots podcast. Yeah, I'm still a big fan, even though they beat my team. Obviously, I was rooting against them because, come on, you can't beat my team and I just keep rooting for you. It just doesn't work that way. Just doesn't work that way.
Works that way for Ben.
Context.
But yeah, proud of the Pacers. Did not expect them, even though I was high on them coming in. Was not expecting a Western Conference Finals appearance.
Oh.
So gotta salute them for that. Halliburton was great. They immediately went all in, traded for Siakam. He was pretty
Contract
great.
Extension coming.
Big contract extension for Ben's favorite, Spicy P.
I do love me some spicy pea.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give it to him. Carlisle was great.
Yeah. I don't know how impressed I am with this conference finals run.
Yeah,
What?
it's got a lot of help along the way.
In the context of all the context of other conference finals runs.
I'm more impressed with how they played.
Yeah, they rose to the occasion, I would say. They certainly made it a competitive sweep.
I'm going to say this right now. They won't be back next year.
No?
Whoa!
In the conference finals?
Whoa! What if they draft Bronny?
What if they draft Bron?
LeBron is not going to Indiana. I don't care if there's a few locations if they draft if teams draft Bronny, he's not going to. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah, I agree. I'll agree with
Here's
that.
what I said. Dear Pacers, Dante DiVincenzo said you're not tough, but I'm here to say you are tough. They showed a lot of guts and heart, I think, this whole playoffs.
Okay, if it wasn't competitive, was it a tough sweep?
I think it was more competitive than it was tough.
Oh, you thought you had him on a technicality no down Boover. You were wrong.
I'm done.
Ben's quitting the show.
I'm leaving.
For the listeners at home, Ben just threw their headphones across the room.
Yeah, I made a huge mess.
They got a pretty good, tough basketball team there in Indiana. Got to work on the defense, and I do think they mishealed, but I don't mind them moving on from him because he's such a defensive liability.
Yeah.
So they could really use a 3-and-D wing because Brown and Tatum could kind of just do whatever the hell they wanted whenever. And if you're going to go through rounds, even if you want to, be competitive with the Knicks again, I think you're going to have more competitive wings than they have.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Sorry, Aaron Naismith.
Yeah, he's good, but you know.
You know what? Quick
and-
trivia, Ben. You know what team drafted Aaron Naismith? This is only for Ben.
The Knicks?
No, the Celtics.
Oh.
Celtics. That's why it
Yeah,
was only for
I
you.
remember him being on the Celtics.
Yeah.
That's why it was only for you.
Because he's the inventor of basketball.
He is one of the great inventors. Should be the logo.
Let's hope
Should be the logo.
they don't turn into the Kings of this year.
Ooh.
No, I don't think so.
Win some money.
I don't know.
or
The Kings
Hawks.
were the best offense ever last year.
Yeah,
And then
they
they
really
fell off a cliff on that end. So offense is not always as repeatable.
Not always super sustainable.
But,
But I like the game they were
Offense
creating with
doesn't win
Siakam.
championships.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Defense. Does.
yeah, he was amazing. Really
Oh
good.
yeah, Siakam was great.
All right. Last team.
You know what's
Special
the biggest,
team.
biggest loser for this Pacers team this postseason?
Neesmith?
Sabonis.
I mean,
DeRozan.
I think Sabonis is a pretty big loser.
he's a
of
pretty
this.
big loser. I was gonna say Benedict Mathurin.
Oh.
He just didn't play this whole
The
postseason.
Yeah, he didn't
Forgot.
play.
He was injured, right?
Yeah, forgotten young guy.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But another like smallish guard. Like they really need
Yeah.
a wing. At some point they're gonna have to trade some of these
Those guards. yeah.
guards for one more wing.
I agree.
All right. You ready to go to the last and the most special team of all, Danny?
Who could it be?
Your beloved hometown Knicks and Ben's. I like them
Their
because
favorite
I'm
team.
in New York.
Yeah.
Why
Go,
else do
New
people
York,
like
go,
teams?
New York, go.
I don't know. You like a lot of teams that you're not from. You're not in.
Right. But that makes me special.
All right, Danny, what you got? You got any
You know what?
last words?
Yeah. Once it was over, you know, the turkeys were roasted at MSG. You can only be proud of this bunch. You know, they fought hard. They battled countless injuries. Starting five, we came into the season with. Only one starter played the entire postseason,
Difficulty high.
and it was Brunson. You know, made the trade for Anunoby. Made the trade for Burks and Boyan. Boyan then got hurt.
Yep.
Everybody did.
Everyone got hurt on this team, but hey, went to a few Knicks games. You know, Jericho Sims' brother got me Travis Scott tickets at a good price. You know, my dad, you know, took pictures with Hart and Brunson. They fucking started a podcast this year.
Yeah, like the roommate.
Best
show,
Friends podcast. Some bullshit like that, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Hart and Brunson. They're getting Ben Stiller to be their guest.
So cute.
Tracy Morgan. They're getting like diehard celebrity Knicks fans. Eventually we'll be one of their guests.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Did they get Knicks legend Stephon Marbury to come on yet? Knicks
It's a good
legend.
question. He's kind of been doing the podcast rounds, Knicks legend.
I get me
I mean,
some Starburys.
It's great, but by the way, this is a thing that is complete aside. This is a thing I thought last night, I don't even remember what game I was watching where I saw like a legend and I was like, you know what? Never mind.
What?
I don't even,
What
I don't
game?
remember what I was
Like
bringing
he
up.
was sitting watching the game.
Yeah, it's
some
just
guy.
when you know a team's in the playoffs, they'll just invite legends of old
Yeah.
teams,
Yeah,
right?
Willis Reed,
Yeah,
Clyde is around.
yeah. We saw Sprewell, John Starks at every Knicks game. Marbury was there. Ewing went to a few of them. I just
Allen
forget.
Houston.
I forget this is a thing that just most teams do. I don't know what game made me think of this, but I was just like, why is this guy here tonight? And I realized that every team does this, like most sports.
Yeah.
And I just realized there was like, yeah, every Knicks home game, Starks was going nuts.
Yeah.
Sprewell was smiling. Marbury was in the corner being weird. Melo was in there in a couple games
Yeah, he
too.
was there. He refuses to be seen without those shades on with the gold rims.
Oh yeah,
That's his whole
big
look now.
shade energy.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't know why I brought this. Point is, Knicks long hard fight, and you know what? proud of it. Gotta say,
Yeah, I don't think anyone could say it as
I'm proud
beautiful
of my guys.
as Danny could.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
I know
fire
it's-
tips.
No.
That's a
I'm
joke.
Joking.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
I know.
yoke.
It's yo-yo.
Love tips. I don't think Brunch is playing enough.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
I saw some clip of Walt Frazier confirming Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game.
Yeah. He's like, this happened.
No, it was real. He was a real athlete, man.
I thought you said 100 porn game.
No, that's how he says point. He says porns. Parents. He says it like my grandma, like a New Yorker. That's part of. I can't do it, but that is his accent. No, it sounded like I said 100 porn game. Well, Wilt Chamberlain, you know.
I know. That's what.
Yeah.
Shout
I was like, is that how he did all that?
He was just a porn actor on the side. He was really tall.
Yeah.
Couldn't even fit in the frame.
Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah.
Just
You wouldn't need to do that.
stomach or lower.
He was pretty famous.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in
Oh,
the
you know,
frame.
they're cranking the little.
Cranking it.
We're running out of reel.
We're running out of real, but we're not running out of any Wilt. That's for sure.
One time he went for 100 minutes. That's what I heard.
He went for 100 minutes straight
That's why he was holding up
with
that
100
100
women. Yeah.
Yeah.
sign.
Shout out Wilt,
Yeah. I guess.
the greatest athlete
Greatest athlete of all time.
I mean, what else we got? We did it. We're
That's
done with
it.
the murmur.
Yeah, that's all we got.
We're done with the murmur.
Can't even speak. He's so heartbroken over here.
So sad.
Breaking
About
and
these
shaking is
poor
Danny.
These poor,
Yeah, that's all we got. I
bad
think we're
teams.
gonna go watch Mavs T-Wolves game number 4, and we'll be.
You heard it here first, listeners. We're bringing back the live reaction to the playoff teams and playoff games. It doesn't have to be a hometown romp. I mean, technically,
Well,
Ben,
we could have a finals preview for you if the game goes a certain way. Maybe.
something happened.
Just our first thoughts.
We could, yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, listeners, for a live reaction to Game 4 of Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Bring Your Ass Timberwolves.
Yeah, they better bring their ass. They haven't been for the last 3 games. So,
better.
Bringing it.
do we have a predict before we go into?
Oh, for this Game 4?
Yeah, or we think Mavs close it out, or
Dallas wins by 20.
I'm going I'm going Wolves win by 13.
they gotta. If they're gonna win, they must win by 13 because they can't come down to the.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of just feel like Mavs are gonna win, but I'm just gonna pick the Wolves. You know, and I picked them in the
Really,
last
Wolves.
3 games, so I'm just.
I'm looking at go
Ride it.
and he's giving me.
So bring your ass, Wolves.
Bring your ass.
bring your ass. Oh,
Your asses will be grass.
And
And
we
you'll
might
be
have
in
to
the
do
memoriam.
we might have to do another
Might
memorial
come
later.
back with a new
So don't make us
memorial.
do that. Make us come
Yeah.
back
Stay tuned, listeners.
with
We-
your
we-
own comeback.
we don't want to take out our stone carving tools again.
Yeah, it was difficult for Danny the first time. All right,
This man, he's in shambles.
we'll be back on the No
Gary
Shots
Shamblin.
podcast.
Don't touch that dial.
Don't touch that phone. Dig it, dog.
Welcome back to the No Shots Late Night Live React.
Live react. Game 5.
Well, I gotta say,
Game 4.
Game 4. Late night.
Late night.
Much to do about nothing.
Yeah, it's 12:46 a.m. here.
we're on the East Coast.
Do you know where your
East
parents
Coast.
are?
Timberwolves just staved off the sweep, beating the Mavericks
Another game.
105-100.
They survive another game.
Survived another game. All right. What was the what's the biggest takeaway, Ben? one of these teams you love and one of these teams you hate. So
Can't stand.
what's your feeling here?
And said it. He's never been swept in his career. We're seeing two of
Never
the
will
premier
be.
young talents in the league go at it back and forth. Luka with some playoff experience under his belt and feeling, his rise to power. I still think the T-Wolves will lose this series, but I don't know.
They got a game, though.
They figured out how to win a game. It took Kant fouling out, which is funny.
Oof.
Hey, he was
So much fouls.
he was really good tonight.
He was
though.
really good, though.
He was
25.
really good, and it also took 4 straight threes or whatever from him.
Yeah,
So-
they needed that. He gave them
Yeah.
that little bit of separation they needed in the fourth quarter to
Huge
really
threes.
stave off.
Yeah.
Because the whole night they were up 10 early in the first quarter, but after that it felt like it was just between 5 points and tied till he hit that those couple of threes in the fourth
The
quarter.
flurry
Yeah,
of
that
threes.
was huge, and even
Yeah.
that run never felt stable in control, especially after that ridiculous 4-point play. Right up until the end, it was very touch and go.
Yeah.
I felt like calls were going against the Wolves. This was a refs. This was a refs bonanza. We got to
Great.
see everything. Double
The
technical.
extender.
The extender. Scott Foster got frosty on him, and
he did nothing but extend the game.
He did.
time.
He was having so much fun. They were like putting on those
Loves
little
extending
headphones.
it.
Yeah, technicals, defensive 3 seconds, weird little out of bounds plays. They, I don't know if it helped the T-Wolves or hurt them, but I'm happy with how it turned out.
I mean, sometimes in these close out games, it just the magnitude makes it really feel like because everything's on the line for them, that everything is going against them.
Yeah.
yeah, it
It
definitely
really
does.
does.
Definitely does.
Because everything is so much more highly pressurized
Yeah.
yeah,
for them. Like
I
Kyrie
agree.
Irving said pregame, it's like their Super Bowl.
yeah.
The
The refs.
No, the
Yeah,
Wolves.
Scott Foster's Super
No, the
Bowl.
Wolves. It's their
Well,
Super Bowl. It's always
yeah.
Scott Foster's Super Bowl.
The great extender.
But if you're a ref in a big playoff game, it's gotta, you gotta feel the pressure too.
Yeah.
They've been there before. Plenty of experience on the crew
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Towns finished 9 of 13, 25 points. He hit 4 of 5 from 3-point land.
Oof.
He did
Yeah.
foul out, but he was a plus
I don't-
15 in the game. So big minutes. Luka
Huge
here
29 minutes.
Luka had 28 here, but he shot 7 of 21 from the field. That's
Yeah.
33.3%.
Yeah. Rough shooting night for Luka.
33.
Yeah. He missed and him and Kyrie too missed a couple of bunnies.
Yeah.
Kyrie was 6 of 18.
Yeah.
1
That's not
for
gonna
6
cut
from
it.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Wolves just they played with a lot more intensity tonight.
They did.
Way more physical. Sometimes it was a little off the rails. I felt like they were losing their composure, but you got to give them credit. They never lost it completely.
No. Yeah.
There was plenty of times during this game where it felt like that wave could finally crash. But I liked the way they refused switches tonight.
Yeah.
I thought they just did a better job of not giving up easy mismatches. They really fought around the screens that involved Gobert and the action to get him. And in the process, they gave up some open shots. But I'm pretty okay with PJ Washington or
Derek Jones.
Derek Jones Jr. shooting those above the corner threes, those
Yeah.
above the break threes.
Yeah, like the wing threes.
Yeah.
And stuff. I liked those.
Yeah.
If I, as a Timberwolves.
If you're
fan.
going to give up shots to those guys, that's where you want to do it, not the
Exactly.
corners. This team has
No.
been deadly. I had the numbers.
Yeah.
before
And they were
here.
good tonight on the corners. I missed a couple, but for the most part.
that was their usual gold mine.
Yeah,
Gold Rush.
Dallas is first in corner 3 percentage in conference finals.
Panning.
So, yeah, but the level of physicality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, how are you feeling going into Game 5? Because you obviously wanted to talk about Game 5. That's why you brought it up at the beginning of the segment.
I forgot the team that got eliminated today. I started crying prematurely.
Yeah.
Feel good about my T-Wolves, baby. I still got Dallas, but I think the T-Wolves could get one more. I think they got one more in them. The fighting spirit.
It will be interesting to see who brings the energy because this can be a soul-crushing game, a defeat if you're in Dallas's shoes.
I thought the crowd was involved in this one too. I know it was a closeout game.
But they were in Dallas.
Mavs crowd's good.
Yeah,
good crowd.
I feel like they have a good crowd, but T-Wolves said, nope, not in the tea leaves tonight.
Yeah. It was weird. It was like the most... It was like, I don't know. It was such a. It felt like at times such a mentally unfocused performance, and yet, like if you look at the totality of it all, it was actually they showed a lot of
really
composure.
good. Yeah.
But during the game, I was that's just built
foul
up trauma
trouble.
from the Wolves, like how we talk about with the Celtics. There's that built up trauma,
built-in trauma,
of them just,
folding,
shitting the bed. This bad foul.
Oh.
I mean, there was that. I feel like it was the second quarter where it felt like 5 straight possessions they just fouled.
Yeah.
It did. There were so many times I thought it was over just based off a bad mistake they made.
Yeah,
a couple of times.
Gobert had a good game tonight. Let's give Gobert some props.
Give him his flowers. He had a good game, avoiding the sweep.
Yep. Yeah, he was 4 or 5 from the field.
You got a defensive player of the year center out there, and you got Cat guarding the center.
Oh my gosh.
Makes you think.
Yeah, I wonder what Draymond said earlier.
Probably nothing good.
Yeah, he was super aggressive, he was playing the macho man. They really just tried to out-tough him. And that's kind of what they did tonight.
I had a question.
Yep.
Do these Mavs, does Kyrie and Luka remind you at all of Kyrie and LeBron?
Yeah, I think so. Because...
yeah.
A similar pairing, kind of?
I would say that, yes, because you have a ball-dominant kind of spread the floor passer.
Yeah.
And you have Kyrie, this is the role that Kyrie was born to play.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's just, can you take over for 6-7 minutes and just be awesome?
Yeah. And he could do that.
I feel like that's kind of how it, he's playing the shooting guard.
Yeah. To a T.
Yep. So I definitely think it's very similar.
Where do we rank Kyrie in our top 5 shooting guards?
I'm not sure we had him on the shooting guard list.
Do we consider him a point guard?
I guess traditionally, but
yeah.
But no, he was. Yeah, I agree with that take, Ben. That's an interesting question. LeBron, Luka's the new LeBron.
Just curious what you thought about that.
Ball dominant guy.
Yep, he's in space.
But also a good passer.
Great passer.
Great
scorer.
It's interesting how they work together.
LeBron and Luka are such different athletic gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well, in terms of team structure.
Yeah, in terms of team structure, I think it works pretty similar.
Oh.
One guy's got
another great
do all the stuff.
Take from basketball
But who's
genius.
the Kevin Love? That's the big...
Oh.
Who's the Kevin
PJ
Love?
Washington.
PJ Washington.
Daniel Gafford. PJ, maybe PJ.
Yeah.
I want to see PJ throw an outlet pass.
Yeah.
I thought
over the course of this playoffs, it feels like Dallas it's either been PJ or Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah.
And both of those, one of those guys in any given game has gone off. But tonight, they held those two to 19 combined points. And they shot, PJ was 3 of 13, 2 of 9 from 3. Derrick Jones Jr. was only 3 of 6. He had 2 threes, though.
Yeah, you got a couple threes.
So, not having one of those guys
That's what you need to
go
do.
off
It's huge.
is huge. Because when those role players are hitting the shots, Dallas feels really unbeatable.
Yeah.
Role players.
It's enough because when they have that, then the floor is really spread. Of course, they've got they have a lot of force going to the paint with Gafford and Lively. Lively didn't play in this one because of his neck sprain. I think that's a big thing for them because he's better off the short roll as a passer than Gafford is. Give Gafford the ball in the middle there. He's not going to make a pass.
Yeah.
Lively can make some kick-out shots. So I wonder if he'll be back for Game 5.
Yeah. What happened to the Dwight Powell minutes?
Huge
Saw him
Dwight
for, like,
Powell minutes.
2 of them.
Dwight Powell. He pulled a real... He had 3 minutes.
Exum.
Yeah.
He never
This was
shot.
the Exum game.
Yeah, we thought this might be the Exum
the
game.
Exum game. No,
Yeah,
he didn't
5
have it, I
5
guess.
points.
Well, 5 points.
5 in like 3 minutes, though.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Minnesota... They got to stop turning the ball over, though.
Took a charge, I think, Exum. Oh, yeah. It was rough.
They do a good job of turning the Mavericks over. 14 turnovers.
Yeah.
I thought that really... and they had 30 points off turnovers tonight.
Yeah,
that's how... They're really going to struggle in the half court for most...
Yeah.
However much longer this series lasts.
Gotta push
But
it.
they've got to create turnovers and they've got to push.
Yeah.
And they can't turn the ball over 15 times. That's just
No.
too much.
No.
Too much.
Plus the fouls.
Yeah. Yeah, the fouling. Let's see here. Well, they got more free throws tonight.
Yeah.
So, usually says you're the more aggressive team. They only shot 64% on those, though. So, there's some things that they can clean up. I'm not sure they will because I'm just not sure if they can stay tuned for a whole nother game.
That aggressive style.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were on the brink of losing their composure for so long in this game.
Yeah, they really were.
And maybe this game will help them, give them some confidence boosts. But
Well, any things to watch for Game 5?
Game 5. I think Lively's health.
That Lively injury. Yeah, I agree.
And can Cat do this again?
Can Cat duplicate?
Because they
Kevin.
really need that secondary scorer. Without that, they're relying on Neil Alexander Walker and
McDaniels.
McDaniels
Conley.
is shooting, and
Yeah,
sometimes Nas just doesn't have it
Yeah.
in certain games.
Yeah.
Can't rely on Nas.
But they're going home, so maybe those role players can play better.
Maybe a big Nas game at home. That's my prediction.
But
Yep.
One
Good
more.
prediction.
One more for the Wolves.
but
Maybe
you
not
know,
2.
Yeah.
Towns needs to shoot well again. Before this game, he was 27.8% from the
Yeah, it was
field.
Horrible.
He had a game that was like 0 for 8 or something.
Yeah, from 3.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of effort Dallas puts forward. I think their energy will be interesting in Game 3, Game 5, because you can either take this L and let it drag on, or you can
Bounce them. Gentlemen
Luka can
sweep.
say, "No, this isn't happening."
Can't guard me.
Bring
All right.
your ass.
Bring your ass. All right, before we go, who's hoisting up that Stanley Cup?
Didn't we make predictions last time? I had the Panthers.
I think so.
Who's left?
Because I didn't know who else was on the Western bracket.
Oilers.
It's Oilers and
Stars.
and Sharks.
Dallas Sharks.
No, Dallas
It's the Oilers and the Stars.
Oh, it's Dallas Stars.
I'll take the Stars.
I got Oilers, Rangers, baby. Rangers
Are the
winning
Panthers
7.
in it too?
Yeah, Rangers versus Panthers. They're tied at 2.
That's what we're playing now.
Stars are up a game on Oilers. That was a crazy game last week.
There was an article
I saw some of that.
There was an article on ESPN that I didn't read that was how the Florida Panthers became the bad boys of the NHL.
Okay, I gotta check that out. That sounds fun.
Yeah. I'll take the Panthers.
And take the Panthers.
What?
How many more overtime games are the
Crazy.
the Rangers are
I
going to
Broke my heart.
I can't jinx it for New York, man.
Broke my heart.
I want
Mac.
them to win. Duck.
Whatever, Crunk.
whatever, Kronk.
Devil on my shoulder.
Devil on my shoulder, what will Crunk do?
Any other notes to add here tonight?
No, it was a fun game.
Yeah.
Went to the wire.
Yeah.
That's your live reaction. No Shots podcast.
Yeah. Coming up on the No Shots podcast, Ben will be giving their world famous favorite cookie list. It's happening.
Ooh, yeah.
In the future soon. We need you to send out some emails to give us your favorite cookie. I think we're going to do
Give us
what,
an
Ben?
idea.
Pre-packaged versus
Brands.
and also just kind
You
genre.
got it. You got it. Genre, you know, recipe, whatever you want to call it, type of cookie versus the brand, the little bags.
The bags, the baggies,
The famous
boxes.
is not a chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's big on our radar, and you can email us at
Email us what you think.
noshotspod@gmail.com. You can give us your favorite cookie list. We'll probably read it out loud. So
Tell us who
we'll
you
read
got.
it on the air. We'll credit you in whatever name you want.
Yep.
Give us predictions.
Chuck, you know what? Did you change up your screensaver? I've really been enjoying the images.
Yeah,
I gotta give you a shout out for that.
I finally updated my computer
there
after so
you go.
long,
Yeah.
and it comes with so
New
many of these
screeners.
cool screensavers.
Because before it was just like a weird like color thing, and those are fine. But this has been like
there's ones
little
of, like,
cityscapes.
It was New York.
Yeah,
Yes,
New York, and it's great. You could watch
pretty
this
good.
thing all the time.
I could watch this all day. Like a Nat Geo over here.
Really?
I should probably change it when the podcast. I don't want to distract you guys. I know Danny's
Too
over
late.
there. He's been spacing
Too
out
late.
at it all night.
No, it's just helping me
Happened all
focus.
day.
You know.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
but
totally enjoyable.
Tune in next time. I got cookies out the wazoo.
Next time we'll be talking maybe NBA Finals on next episode.
And life hacks.
And we got life hacks,
How to make
baby.
a post-it note last forever.
Yeah. the adhesive never wears off.
You take lemon and soapy water. And
Whoa. Save it for next pod.
Yeah, save it.
Engineer Ben.
it's like Breaking Bad. I'm always going to leave out a step.
Well, have a good night, listeners.
Have a good night, listeners.
Wherever you are out there. Wherever you are.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish. You can also follow the No Shots podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Like and comment. Thanks for listening to the show.